Imagine standing on the edge of a sunless, mist-chocked forest in northern France, summer of 1944. Through the cold morning fog, a Nazi scout lifts his binoculars, peering nervously into the valley. Across the muddy clearing, a massive American armored column emerges, dozens of heavy Sherman tanks rolling in. Panic grips the German officers as they frantically radio headquarters, requesting immediate heavy artillery support. Yet, there was a dark, unbelievable secret about the iron monsters gathering in that field. None of it was real. If a German soldier ran across that dirt and struck that tank, his fist would bounce back. That formidable armored army was made of nothing more than rubber, canvas, and compressed air. Welcome to Shadow Archive Docu, where we unearth the darkest, most hidden chapters of history. This is the silent story of the 23rd Special Troops, 1,100 men who fought using deception instead of firepower. Recruited from elite art academies, they were ordered to fake the existence of 30,000 soldiers.
Armed with rubber decoys, loudspeakers, and fake radio chatter, they repeatedly deceived the Nazi high command.
For over 50 painful years, their classified exploits remained strictly buried from the public eye. Following the bloody D-Day invasion, Allied forces were locked in a grueling fight across France. American commanders faced a terrifying dilemma. Dangerous gaps had opened across the front, with too few troops to hold the line. If the German panzers discovered these open flanks, they could slice the Allied army in half. The Pentagon's solution was unorthodox, assembling painters, architects, and sound engineers into a weapon. Young men from Pratt and Cooper Union were pulled from studios and thrust into battle. Future fashion giant Bill Blass and legendary painter Ellsworth Kelly traded canvases for uniforms. Their objective was not to kill enemy soldiers, but to systematically manipulate the enemy's mind. Tire companies back in America manufactured foldable, inflatable combat vehicles in total secrecy. Packed inside small canvas bags, these decoys could be inflated by compressors in 20 minutes. From high-altitude German planes, these rubber decoys were indistinguishable from heavy combat steel. Yet, true deception required mastering the smallest, most granular visual details of war. A real 30-ton tank crushes dirt, so soldiers drove bulldozers to carve deep tread marks. They painted fake camouflage netting and built mock command tents to sell the lie. They even hung wet laundry on ropes between tanks, making ghost encampments appear fully operational. Pouring dark oil on the grass beneath fake engines convinced enemy scouts the vehicles were real. To any German observer watching through binoculars, a battle-hardened division was preparing to strike. However, visual trickery was useless without sound. War is a brutally loud experience. To fool enemy acoustic gear, sound engineers recorded armored units moving at Fort Knox. They captured screeching treads, roaring engines, and bridge construction, pressing them onto heavy records. Massive 500-watt theater speakers were mounted inside armored half-track trucks. In pitch-black European nights, the Ghost Army unleashed their terrifying sonic phantom. Projected up to 15 miles away, engine roars echoed across rivers and valleys. Nervous German infantrymen listened in horror, believing thousands of heavy tanks were closing in. They had no idea that the roaring armor tearing through the woods was coming from a record player. The most dangerous element was physical acting executed directly on the edge of the battlefield. Soldiers wore fake shoulder patches representing famous combat formations, like the 4th Armored. They drove single supply trucks repeatedly through villages, changing canvas covers to mimic massive convoys. Officers wearing fake general stars walked into local French bistros, knowing Nazi spies watched.
Look closely. We rendezvous here by the crossroads, then proceed along this path. We have until the next moon. Do not disappoint me.
Radio operators tapped out fake Morse code, perfectly imitating the typing habits of real telegraphers. Nazi radio interceptors swallowed the bait, logging false troop movements across their maps. The artists operated in constant deadly peril, standing completely unarmed before enemy positions. If the enemy launched a real attack, The Ghost Army possessed no heavy weapons to defend themselves. In December 1944, darkness descended as the Germans launched the surprise Battle of the Bulge. Allied lines were stretched to the breaking point as panzer divisions smashed through frozen forests. The Ghost Army was rushed to Luxembourg to plug dangerous gaps in the freezing front lines. In sub-zero temperatures, they deployed rubber tanks covered in snow to project strength. Loudspeakers blasted tank noises through frozen valleys, convincing German commanders heavy reserves guarded the roads. Armed with light carbines, 1,100 artists held off battle-hardened German divisions. Had the Germans discovered the truth, the Phantom unit would have been annihilated in minutes. Yet, the illusion held, stalling enemy advances and allowing real American forces to regroup. By March 1945, the Allied war machine stood before the mighty Rhine River. The Rhine was the final natural barrier protecting the heart of Nazi Germany. An American commander faced a deadly challenge, crossing the Rhine without sacrificing thousands of lives. The Ghost Army was ordered to execute Operation Viersen, faking 2 full divisions. Across a 13-mile stretch, 1,100 artists prepared the grandest illusion of the war. Loudspeakers roared night and day, while chemical smoke generators blotted out the sky.
The German High Command fell for the trap, believing 30,000 troops were assembling.
Nazi commanders shifted heavy artillery regiments and thousands of frontline soldiers to face the Phantoms. While German guns targeted rubber tanks, the real Ninth Army crossed miles away, completely unopposed. The brilliant illusion saved thousands of American lives in a single night. When the war in Europe ended, the artists packed away their decoys and sound trucks. Because their deception tactics were so lethal, the Pentagon classified the unit top secret. For over 50 cold years, these veterans were bound by a strict military oath of silence. They could not tell their wives, children, or friends about their extraordinary war service. To the world, they were merely ordinary clerks, mechanics, or commercial artists. It was not until 1996 that official government archives were finally declassified. History revealed they executed 21 major battlefield operations, saving 30,000 lives. In 2024, surviving veterans were awarded the Congressional Gold Medal at the U.S. Capitol.
A long overdue tribute to the young dreamers who weaponized art to defeat tyranny.
War is usually remembered through destruction, heavy armor, and massive casualty figures. Yet, in the dark European woods, 1,100 Hispanic/Latino artists proved mind triumphs over metal.
Their legacy stands as proof that the ultimate battlefield weapon is human imagination.
If you felt the power of this hidden history, subscribe now to Shadow Archive Docu. Hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. What classified file or forgotten war mystery should we unearth next? Thank you for watching Shadow Archive Docu. See you in the next dark chapter.